MakerSpace Plan by Rachel Wicks. 3 goals: fun and challenging, have a welcoming atmosphere, have an environment that promotes inquiry and creativity. It needs to be hands-on. It needs to help build communication skills. That's what they'll use for the future. Nurture those ideas instead of squashing them. Have the kids collaborate to solve problems, and it needs to promote diversity. How can you use the model? You can use it to create engaging makerspace activities. How could you use book and build activities? Well, this can be used to enhance any subject that is being taught for any grade, and not just in the library. I appreciate the hard work it takes for inventing something. It's not an easy concept. There's not a lot of new things under the sun. And I really liked the feedback because I may not have wanted the feedback, but it did make the product better. Ideas to remember. I loved all this. The one thing that really stuck out to me was, are you a star or a constellation? That analogy hit home. It was just fabulous. And I know we were supposed to put 3, but I put 4 because I found that strawberries and cubelets, that really piqued my interest. And I want to remember to use that for future. Here are all of my magazines, articles, and websites. Our library actually has a couple of these books, and I've used one of them. And I think they're great books to use, and I think you should keep them on hand. Maybe not for just yourself, but for anyone who wants to come in and to enhance their lesson. I believe in flexible seating. I would want things with a snap lid to make it easy. I would need something to hold all those snap lids and containers. In this, you could label it, and it could be a grab-and-go activity for the students. I'm telling you right now, this table is absolutely amazing. Our STEAM Center in Allen has it. You can actually write on it. You can pull the table apart, or you can put it together. That would be cool. You know, put them in 2 groups, give them the same problem, and see how they come up with different ideas and solutions. I would want that for my library. Here are some tips for space. For your makerspace, I actually use this for the next slide. As you can tell, I have books all along the back. I really wanted books down the side, but I couldn't make this blueprint look pretty with it, so I didn't. But you'll notice I have a sit with a pal area where they could buddy read. I have an area for the teacher could read on the carpet with them. A quiet space, maybe you need to decompress. A research area, you've got the circulation desk. All of this would be makerspace. You know, I would have those really cool tables I mentioned in the previous slide, which I couldn't find in clip art, so I use that. You know, kids are making here, they can make on the floor, they can make on the desk. Here's an area to sit as well. I have flexible seating, as I mentioned, and I think with this, it needs to be engaging, and it needs to be inviting, and it needs to have a pop of color, which one of the articles mentioned. Technology should be for anyone, not just one group of kids. And it needs to have multi-purpose. As you can see, you know, you have buddy reading, you have a quiet space, a teacher reading, working together, researching. And all of this needs to be sort of mobile and movable, because you might discover that this isn't working for you and you want to change it up. These are some fabulous ways to get funding. Best Buy will actually come into your school. Toshiba, they have a grant for little ones and for older ones. Beyond Words, a school library relief fund, is actually from the Dollar General, and they will provide money to help purchase books to keep these kids engaged during the summer. A lot of these kids, you're losing them during the summer. What better way than to send books home and to implement new technology for some of them? Baker and Taylor, That's for the audio and visual. Some of these kids are more art related and they need that. And this is a great place to go get a grant. Eisner graphic novel. Graphic novels are here to stay. That's how I got my own child to read. And they will even give you money to host a graphic novel theme, like a little mini Comic Con. That is fantastic if you ask me. Here are my 100 ideas. I hope I didn't repeat any of them, but most of them are pretty much for free, or you could get them for free at garage sales, or parents can donate them. These are all cool items that can be used. Here's a letter I came up with for, inviting someone to help out. Now it does have murphywicks at wolfwolf.gmail. I didn't feel comfortable about putting my own email up there. But this, like I said, this is just a sample letter, and hopefully it will encourage them to want to help us out, to want to be a part of our community with MakerSpace. Here's my budget. I think I actually went under because I'm terrified of going over. But I definitely want the 3D printer. Brain Flakes I think you get cheaper. I think you could get most of these cheaper probably from Amazon, not just from Edporium students or STEMfinity. But these are some cool basic things I think that any librarian could have. My marketing plan. Social media is the way to go. You have X, formerly known as Twitter. You have Facebook. You have Instagram. Even the school news that can be sent out through an email or paper. I also like the class dojo because you could send information out that way. These formats will reach a wider variety of people. Paper and pen doesn't always work for people. They're not going to have that on hand, but they'll have their phone in hand to look this stuff up. Usage of space. This space will be used by students in the community to share, tinker, and create new ideas. I think it's important to bring the community in, not just the kids, but bring their families in. Maybe have monthly activities for them to do. And the assessment, here's 10 of them. Learning journals are slightly different from portfolios. Portfolios go for year to year to year. Learning journals are just for that year, and you can see growth for that year. Did they use the design process? Analyze the final product, peer assessment. All of these are great forms of assessment. Thank you, and I hope you learned something new today, just like I learned a lot from this class. Have a great evening.